It was one of the closest political battles in American history, a race against time, a battle of strategy, numbers, and political survival, and one vote away from collapse. This is the story of how the Affordable Care Act, the ACA, was passed, and how it changed the United States forever. The Affordable Care Act, the ACA, was one of the most significant laws in modern American history. To understand how it passed, we begin in 2008. The United States was in the middle of a severe financial crisis. Banks failed. Jobs vanished. Workers feared for their futures. In November 2008, Barack Obama was elected President of the United States. That same election brought major Democratic gains in Congress. Headlines warned that Democrats were now in firm control after 16 years. Democrats now controlled the White House. They controlled the House of Representatives. And in the Senate, they were closing in on the most important number in American lawmaking, 60. Because in the United States Senate, passing a bill does not simply require a majority. A rule called the filibuster allows the minority to block a bill by refusing to end debate. To stop a filibuster, the Senate must hold a special vote, cloture, requiring 60 votes to proceed. Early in 2009, Republican Senator Arlen Specter switched parties. Later that year, after a long recount, Al Franken was sworn in. Together, these changes brought Democrats to 60 seats during the 111th Congress, enough to overcome a filibuster. This was a rare moment in American history, a moment when one party had the power to attempt sweeping reform. But their grip on 60 votes was dangerously fragile. Senator Ted Kennedy and Senator Robert Byrd were both gravely ill. Every single vote mattered. President Obama and Democratic leaders turned to healthcare reform. They wanted to expand insurance coverage, protect people with pre-existing medical conditions, lower costs for families across the country. So what are pre-existing medical conditions? They are health problems a person has before enrolling in a new insurance plan, such as diabetes, asthma, cancer, heart disease, or pregnancy. Before the ACA, insurers could deny coverage, charge more, or refuse to cover those conditions. After the ACA, insurers could not deny coverage or raise prices because of a pre-existing condition. But the opposition was fierce. Town halls erupted in anger. A disturbing myth spread, the claim that the bill would create government death panels to decide who receives care. Fact-checkers later ruled death panels the lie of the year. Then tragedy struck. In August 2009, Senator Ted Kennedy, the champion of healthcare reform, died. Democrats fell back to 59 votes. An interim senator, Paul G. Kirk Jr., was appointed to fill Kennedy's seat, briefly restoring 60 votes, but only for a short time. On December 24, 2009, the Senate voted, 60 to 39. Every Democrat voted yes. Every Republican voted no. The Senate passed its version of the ACA, but the House had passed a different bill, and both chambers must pass the exact same text. Then, another shock. In January 2010, Republican Scott Brown won the special election for Kennedy's old seat, ending the Democratic supermajority. In total, Democrats only held a filibuster-proof majority for a brief period, roughly 72 working days. Healthcare reform appeared doomed. But Democratic leaders made a final move. They turned to a special Senate process called budget reconciliation, a process that allows budget-related legislation to pass with only 51 votes. No filibuster, no 60-vote requirement. The House approved the Senate's bill word for word. Then, a second bill, the improvements, passed through reconciliation. It worked. On March 23, 2010, President Barack Obama signed the ACA into law. The ACA expanded Medicaid, created health insurance marketplaces, protected millions with pre-existing conditions, allowed young adults to stay on their parents' insurance until age 26. Millions more Americans gained coverage, but the backlash was intense. Opponents rallied under a new movement, the Tea Party. In the 2010 midterm elections, Democrats lost control of the House of Representatives, and they never again held a 60-vote supermajority in the Senate during the Obama presidency. Yet through lawsuits, repeal attempts, and shifting political winds, the ACA survived, and it remains the law of the land. All because, in 2010, lawmakers used every bit of power they had before they lost it. History can turn on a single vote, a single procedure, a single moment in time. And this moment reshaped American healthcare forever.